Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the President of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Prabowo Subianto.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Please be seated. Please be seated.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Apa kabar kalian semua? Semoga kalian semua dalam kondisi baik-baik aja. Masih dalam rangkaian Prabowo Subianto sebagai Presiden Indonesia yang berkunjung ke beberapa negara di luar negeri, salah satunya adalah ke negara Turki. Di sana Prabowo juga selain berpidato di depan parlemen Turki yang mendapatkan banyak aplaus atau tepuk tangan dari para hadirin yang hadir di sana, Prabowo juga berkesempatan menjadi salah satu narasumber di Antalya Diplomacy Forum, yaitu sebuah forum di negara tersebut. Dan yang menarik di forum itu, Prabowo itu tetap bersikukuh atau tetap yakin dengan pendiriannya soal penindasan yang terjadi di Palestina oleh negara-negara adikuasa. Hal tersebut bisa kita lihat dari statement Prabowo ketika menjawab pertanyaan dari pembawa acara dalam Antalya Diplomacy Forum. Bahkan hal ini membuat moderator tersebut tercengang dengan jawaban Prabowo soal Palestina dan ketidakadilan yang terjadi di dunia. Bahkan Prabowo juga mengkritik tajam Amerika di forum dunia yang berperilaku semena-mena terhadap negara-negara yang dianggap lemah. Di situ Prabowo stand atau berdiri bersama negara-negara lemah yang dijajah. Prabowo membela hak-hak negara-negara lemah yang diperlakukan secara tidak adil oleh negara-negara yang adidaya.
I want to be a good neighbor to all my neighbors, and even to the outlying powers, the great powers of the world. I want to be on very good terms. I want to respect all the great powers, as I hope they would respect us.
Mr. President, you touched on this a little earlier, but one of the most pressing challenges facing the world today is the humanitarian crisis in Palestine. In your view, what does this reveal about the current state of global leadership and diplomacy?
Well, I would like to say that, as I said in my first comments, that the situation in Gaza actually is teaching the world that many of the great powers that espouse great ideals now in the eyes of many in the global south have fallen short, basically. I mean, for instance, many of the Western powers, Western countries, come to Indonesia 30 years ago and come to us always teaching. You must do this, you must do that. Human rights, you're not very good in human rights. You're not too democratic. Always come and teach us. And we follow them. We follow them. And then, now we see that you come to us, you teach us human rights, but when you see flagrant violation of human rights in front, every day, every night on television, many of those who come to teach us, they keep quiet.
Jadi di momen ini kita sebagai rakyat Indonesia patut bangga ya. Kita mempunyai seorang presiden yang suaranya cukup lantang di dunia internasional. Karena banyak negara-negara lain yang melakukan kritik, teriak-teriak soal HAM, tapi mereka diam saat ada genosida yang terjadi. Dan inilah momen saat Prabowo terang-terangan mengkritik negara-negara barat yang dianggap semena-mena.
So this is saddening, but it is a waking up. It makes us wake up. Oh, so that's it. You tell us we must do this, we must do that, we must do this, Yeah? And then you violate, or you keep quiet, or you accept these violations. How can a 6-year-old boy or girl be guilty of anything? How can an armed mother be bombed and lose their house and lose everything? It's I think, something that's very hard to digest, actually. And that's why I try to do what I can. That's why I'm traveling tonight I go to Cairo. I will consult with President Sisi. Then I'm going to Doha, and I go to Amman, consult with King Abdullah, and then people ask why you are so far away. You are in Indonesia, but I cannot, because my people feel the attack on the innocent people of Gaza, of Palestine, of Lebanon, of Syria is like attacking them. Indonesia, of course, is majority Muslim, but I feel also that I must contribute what I can. So I already, for instance, I sent a small medical team together with the UAE. We have a medical field hospital. We are participating in that, and we are committed also to build another hospital in Palestine, in West Bank, maybe, and also in Gaza. And I've already announced that we are willing to accept wounded civilians that need medical care, also children and young students who have not gone to school for many years. We are willing to give them scholarships, and we already have some Palestinian students already, but not enough, but we are willing to increase that. And of course, after they complete their education and they complete their medical treatment, I mean, they must return to their homeland. So Indonesia, we are trying to convince everybody that the only real solution, a permanent solution, will come only by a two-state solution with an independent Palestine. But I also said that at that time we must also satisfy the concerns of the Israelis. They also must be guaranteed their right for security, their right of existence. And so I think in the end there should be peaceful collaboration. I think that is the key to a real peace.
Yes, and we know that your continued support of the Indonesian hospital in Gaza has been key to providing life-saving medical services in the enclave.
Dalam acara itu, Prabowo juga menyatakan prioritasnya dalam membangun Indonesia. Jadi strategi dia dalam membangun Indonesia itu, prioritasnya apa itu dijelaskan oleh Prabowo di forum tersebut, agar dunia tahu bahwa dirinya sedang serius membenahi masalah-masalah yang ada di dalam negeri Indonesia sendiri.
Now, becoming president was a hard-fought battle for you. You pointed out that you contested several elections before finally winning last year. Now that you are leader, what is your vision for Indonesia, a nation of more than 280 million people, highly educated? What do you hope to achieve in your time as president?
Number one, I have to safeguard the nation's wealth. Our natural resources, our wealth must be safeguarded, to protect it and to make it useful for future generations. That's at most, because without the resources then it's very difficult to achieve prosperity. Number two, we must have wise, correct, and common sense policies. That is the duty of every government, in my opinion. After being an amateur historian, I studied the history of many civilizations. The key to every country's well-being and independence is the ability of every country to guarantee food for its people, food security. And I think this is also the realization of the United Nations. The United Nations several years ago said that the future global crisis will be three. What they say, the F, E, and W: food, energy, and water. So likewise in Indonesia, I have to guarantee food for my people. Number two, I have to guarantee energy for my people. And then water. Alhamdulillah, thank God, Indonesia, we have abundance of water. We have the other way around. Sometimes we have too much water, and then there's flooding, you see. And that's I would say that's our challenge, right? Like, we must manage our water, that it becomes useful. It doesn't become a natural disaster. And this is also a matter of education, matter of good governance. So that, and then of course, prosperity can only be achieved by the grasp of science and technology. Science and technology will enable us to industrialize. And so education, investment in science, technology, and in education is very important. In our budget, the number one, the highest item in our budget is education. I think it's the highest in the history of Indonesia. And then also I have rolled out a free meal for every children and every pregnant mother of Indonesia. So this is a massive program, very ambitious, but we are getting there. Sorry. At the end of 2025, we will provide meals for 82.9 million mouths by November 2025. So this is our program. We have to. I'm very determined to bring down poverty, especially extreme poverty, and I want to eradicate hunger. Nobody must go hungry in a nation that is a member of the G20. Thank you.
And finally, Mr. President, this year marks 75 years of Indonesia-Turkey diplomatic relations. Both nations share a deep historical bond and strategic partnership. As we look ahead to 2050, which will mark the centenary of this partnership, how do you see that bilateral relationship evolving, especially in addressing shared global challenges?
I'm very optimistic in this case. I'm very bullish in the sense that Turkey has a special place in Indonesia, the Indonesian people, you know. Indonesia being majority Muslim, the Ottoman Empire being at that time accepted as the leader of the Islamic community. Relations go through many centuries. Many parts of Indonesia feel the influence of the Ottomans. Many cases we were attacked by foreign powers. The Ottomans came to the assistance of our sultans. So there's this emotional bond. And I think even now, President Erdogan told us that there are Indonesian tourists coming to Turkey, I think in the figure of 200,000 every year. 200,000 Indonesians will visit Turkey. Usually after they go on the Umrah, then they will come to Turkey. And we have 50,000 Turkish citizens coming to Indonesia every year. Can you imagine? We are very far, but this is the close bond. And we are working very good in many fields. So I'm very bullish, very optimistic.
And I can also attest that many Indonesian citizens now call Turkey a home and have set up delicious Indonesian restaurants in Istanbul to my benefit. So that's a great way of ending.
You are living here?
In Istanbul, yes, I am, sir. Yes.
Very smart, very smart.
I'm afraid we could be talking for hours, but I know you have a very packed schedule, Bapak President. That does bring us the end of our discussion. Can we please thank our honored guest, His Excellency Prabowo Subianto, the President of the Republic of Indonesia.